Does anybody do businesses? Do y'all ever go to businesses, or do you just call leads and individuals?
I used to with Aflac.
You had to with Aflac. There's no leads.
The only thing I've really went towards is motorcycle clubs, but
sweet.
You go with what you know, right?
Yeah. 65 million businesses. You're going to click get started right there in the middle of the screen. Giselle, what's your zip code?
32570.
All right, 32570. So what we're looking for is businesses in this zip code, but there's going to be a lot. Let's say employee size. I want to find businesses that probably have between 5 to 50 employees just to start off. And I click update count. There's 439. Giselle,
do you want to add the 10 to 19 as well? It's not.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I thought that would get all of them. I'm just testing you, Chris. You're watching. Thank you. Good job. So watch this. I'm going to click women-owned businesses owned by a woman. Out of 653 businesses in your county, how many do you think are owned by a woman?
Yes. I'm going to say 87.
Yeah, I'd say you're close. I would say closer to 40, but I'll say 40. Chris says 87. So let's just update and see. We went from 6 to 44. Man, I'm good.
Wow.
You can also do a lot of other searches. She can do a keyword search, and she can say, show me all of the restaurants in this zip code owned by a woman, and it'll give you a list. So since we have 44, that's already good. She can probably go to 44 businesses in a day or two. So I'm going to go ahead and click search, but you can play with this and you can see you can do radius around a zip code. So let's click search. So here's the list. I like to actually hit print because it shows me a PDF. You got to select them all first. So there's 25 a page. Click next, click print. I keep it PDF custom view. If you do detail view, you can it'll actually show you businesses that are comparable. It'll show you all kinds of data about the business. I really don't need all that. So I'm just going to do this. All right, check this out. Here's my list. Let's blow this up a little bit. Crap, I forgot one step. Hang on, let me go back. Let's just say that Giselle does not want to drive from one side of the county to the other, over and over and over. So what she can do is she can sort by address. And now it'll put them all in order. Like it MapQuest them for you and says, or what's that called? Like Road Warrior? You know what I'm talking about? The app?
Yeah.
So this kind of puts them all, at least all on the same road, all on the same street, So, you have, you got like 9 businesses right there just on Carolina Street, right? So now we click print. Hold on, did I select them still? Yeah, okay. Print. So check this out. I know that McKinsey Motor Group, obviously they sell cars, is owned by, it says owner. It's owned by Lisa McKinsey Dampier, however you say it. If it's French, it's Dampier, but who knows? So anyway, I know it's Lisa. So if you walk in, Aflac taught me to walk in and say, hi, I'm looking for the person that handles your employee benefits. Would that be you or someone else? That sounds very salesy. I don't even know who I'm looking for, right? They know I'm here for a sales call. Versus when I walk in and they're like, how can I help you? And I go, yeah, is Lisa available? Or very rarely does the gatekeeper go, well, who are you? What do you want? Right? They don't drill me with questions because I know the owner. Usually they just go, yeah, she's in her office. Go on back. I've never been here. I'm like, oh, okay. Which office is she in again? Oh, she's the last one on the right. I just walk in, pop my head in, and I go, Lisa? And she's like, yeah. And I walk in, hey, Lisa, I'm Shannon. And I go to shake her hand. And it's great. So anyway, this tells me their address, their phone number, their annual revenue, $22 million a year, zip code, and how many employees they have. So that's a huge factor right there. I know she has 40 employees, right? So imagine how much easier it would be to walk into a business and say, is Lisa there? Versus, hi, I'm looking for the person who handles your employee benefits. Would that be you or someone else? I still remember that for 15 years. So you could sort by employee size. Obviously, I showed you how to do that. But this is a gold mine. If you just spent, let's say 1 day, 2 days a week, and you went to businesses, let's say you suck with leads. Let's say you don't want to buy leads or you don't want to use my tap leads. If you literally just got out, I know people that they like to get out and be in your face. They don't like this phone call thing. Some people love staying at home doing the telesales. Some people like a blend. Some people need to get out of the house. But imagine if you walked into all these businesses. You could hit all these 43 businesses easily in probably 2 days. It's like 21 and a half businesses a day. I could stop in 20 businesses, drop off my business card, say hi. All I'm really there to do is schedule an appointment. I am not here to talk today. I'm busy. I don't want them to I don't want them to see me as, well, he ain't got nothing to do. He's just out looking for a sale. So when I stop in, all I really want to do is meet Lisa. So I asked the gatekeeper, hey, is Lisa here? And they're like, yeah, she's in the back. Or, they send her down or whatever. So, the rest of the drill. I say, hey, Lisa, I'm Shannon. I specialize in whatever you want to say, whether it's your Medicare business, or I specialize in ancillary products like cancer, heart attack, stroke, or I specialize in life insurance. Or I just tell them, hey, I'm a financial advisor. There's a lot of things I do. And I wanted to kind of see what you offered your people and see if there's something I could do to help. When I do go back and I do meet with Lisa, I sit down, I talk to her, and I say, all right, so here, first I want to ask questions. But the first thing I want to do is build rapport. So when I get into the owner's office, they're always going to have a sales award on their trophy case, or a news article on the wall where they open their business at the ribbon cutting, or a picture of them out fishing with a buddy, whatever it is. I'm going to ask them about it. I don't care if it's their kids. I don't care if they make concrete for a living. I care nothing about concrete. But I'm still going to ask about their business. So Chris, tell me how you got started. Like, did like a parent start this business and you inherited it? Did you build it from the ground up? Like, how'd you get in business? I just get them talking. People love to talk about themselves, especially if they built something. So I just get them talking. And while they're talking, I'm taking down notes. I always ask them, like, so roughly, about how many employees do you have? Hey, I see a picture of you over there, fishing, by the way. You like to fish? My dad was big into fishing. When he died, he was on the cover of Bassmaster. He was big into those fishing tournaments. Just whatever. You know how to build rapport. You're all good at that. So then I asked the question, can I come in one day and show your people what I do? Whether it's a group meeting, I can do a group presentation, or I can see them one-on-one, whatever's best for you. I won't keep them long. I won't distract them from work. It's your barbecue. I'll play by your rules. But all I'm asking is, can I come show your people what I do? And if they want it, let them buy it. I'm not asking you to pay for it. I'm not even asking you to withhold it from their paycheck. I'm just asking, can I talk to them? Now, if they tell me no, I can still go door to door and I can still find those people, but it's just more professional to offer it here. And it makes the owner look like a hero because they're offering benefits that other companies probably don't offer. And it doesn't cost them anything. So then I meet with the employees and I do my presentation. And let's say out of 40 people, let's say I sign up 10 of them. I go back to the business owner and I go, all right, Lisa, here's a list of all the people I signed up. Here's who I was able to help. Now, listen, my business is predominantly built on referrals. If you're happy with what I did for you and your employees, I don't want them, if you've ever done this, you shot yourself in the foot. I don't want them to call their buddy, Brian, and say, hey, Brian, listen, I got this great dude over here. Yeah, he just helped me with some insurance stuff and set my people up for retirement. I was thinking about sending your way. And, you already got somebody that does that for you? Okay. All right. No problem. Thanks. Yeah. He said, you can't come over. Like, they just killed it for me. All right. I don't want that to happen. So here's what I do. Let me grab a business card. All I ask is, I'm like, hey, Lisa, if you're happy with what I've done for you and your team here, could I have 5 of your business cards? And they go, sure. Yeah. So I grab 5 of their business cards on their desk. It's her business card. On the back of her business card, I flip it over and I handwrite a note. Please take 5 minutes to speak with Shannon. And I go, would you sign these for me? She signs it. Now I have this business card in my pocket. She sent me to her friend. I always ask, I ask specific referrals. I always write down the businesses on the sides, the T, if anybody's heard of the T. I ask about the business across the street. I ask about the businesses on the left and the right. And then I usually, when I'm talking to the employees, I have a sheet of paper, a legal pad laying next to me. I never mention it. But at the top, it says wish list. And I have a bunch of random businesses I've already written down. And everybody asks about it. They go, hey, what's this wish list? I'm like, oh, that's just people in the area that I'm trying to do business with. If you know any names on this list, let me know. If you know somebody I could go talk to, I'd sure appreciate it. And they're, usually they're like, well, yeah, I know these people. So when I go to the business owner, typically they know all those people, right? They're like, well, yeah, I know this one. I know this one. They're like, where'd you get this list? I'm like, just people in the area that I kind of, do business with. So now I go over to their buddy. Remember all those questions I asked? Who's your fishing buddy? Who is at that ribbon cutting? Who's your business partner, your whatever. I wrote down all that information. I didn't mention it. I just wrote it all down. So now I'm going to those people, and I have a business card from Brian that says, please take 5 minutes to speak with Shannon, and he signed it. So now I walk in, and Mark is the gatekeeper, and I'm trying to see Brenda. So I don't have to walk in and do the whole dance of getting around the gatekeeper, right? Mark is going to say, hi, can I help you? And I go, yeah, could you give this to Brenda? And I hand him the card. What's he going to do? Tell me no? I mean, he flips it over. It's signed by somebody he probably knows because they do business together. They're friends, whatever. So it's funny. They always get up and they go hand deliver this to Brenda, whether it's the HR person, the owner, the CFO, that whatever it is I'm looking for. They hand it to Brenda. And what happens next is like magic. It's like candy. It's great. Brenda walks down the stairs or down the hall with this really puzzled look on her face. Like, who in the hell is ShannonCarpenter, and why is my vision buddy telling me to give him 5 minutes of my time, right? So they're curious to see who I am. So they walk down, they've got this business card in their hand, and they have this puzzled look on their face, and they go, hi, can I help you? I reach my hand out to shake their hand. And I say, hey, I'm ShannonCarpenter. And I tell them who I am, what I do, right? I've got my line down, because I know who I am and I know what I do. So as soon as they lock hands with me to shake my hand, it's amazing. All I do is I lay my other hand over my arm like this. I'm shaking their hand and I've got my hand out. What do you think they do? They have this business card in their other hand. They hand it back to me. I put it back in my pocket because I got 40 referrals and only 5 business cards. And I put it back in my pocket and I go use it somewhere else. Now, some people do keep the card. I've had some people go, no, and I'll reach for the card. And they're like, no, I'm going to hang on to this. I'm going to call him. I'm going to check you out, make sure this is legit. I'm like, that's fine. I got 4 more. But that is an awesome referral system. This is an awesome way to get into the business in the first place. Typically, I say, hi, can you help me? I just stopped to schedule an appointment with Mr. Smith. Is he in? So don't get caught up in a conversation with the gatekeeper. And I hate to say that because I have plenty of times. You got to read the situation. If the gatekeeper is helpful and they like you, then yeah, by all means, leave them a card, talk to them, get them on your side. But, if they're just like, what do you want? Then I'm here to see Mr. Smith. Is he in? So all of these objections are all about, is he here? So objections are good. That means that they're interested. So anytime they ask me an objection, I'll usually, if I don't know the answer and I can't come up with a rebuttal fast enough, I'll say, well, that's a good question. And then I'll say, well, how did you mean that? Or, I'll let them explain the question. Or I'll say, obviously you have a good reason for saying that. Do you mind if I ask what it is? So if they say, well, do you have a business card? They're just going to throw it away, typically. So I'll say, no, ma'am, I'm sorry. I just stopped to set an appointment. Is he here? Well, can I tell him who's here to see him? No, I want to surprise him. That was an accident. And it ended up being a genius move. At Aflac, I used to have a morning meeting with my team every day, and we would do DuckTales. And that's where we would tell funny stories of how we got cussed out, kicked out, whatever, of a business, right? So one of my people said, oh gosh, I went in this law firm the other day. This 80-year-old woman, I think her name was Gretchen. She's smoking a cigarette in the building. And I asked to speak to Mr. Johnson. And she was like, well, who are you? What do you want? And she said, oh, I'm ShannonCarpenter. I'm with Aflac. She's like, we're not interested. Get out, And so whenever he mentioned the name of the business, one of the other agents said, oh my gosh, she kicked me out last month. And so I'm over here writing down the name of this business. I looked them up and I walked in. I expected Gretchen to be hateful to me. So whenever she goes, can I help you? I said, yes, ma'am. I'm here to see Mr. Johnson. She goes, can I tell him who's here to see him? I said, nah, I want to surprise him. She goes, okay, honey, have a seat on the couch. I'll let you know when he's off the phone. She thought we were like old college buddies, I guess. So I'm sitting on the couch for literally 12 minutes. And then she looks over at her phone. She looks at me. She goes, honey, he's off the phone. If you want to run on back and surprise him. I said, all right, thanks. Which office is he in? I've never been in here, And she goes, he's the last one on the left right there. So I literally poked my head in the door like this, like leaned around the door. And I said, you Mr. Johnson? And he was like startled because nobody gets past Gretchen, obviously. He goes, I am. I walked in, reached my hand out to shake his hand. I said, Mr. Johnson, my name's ShannonCarpenter, and I'm with a company called Aflac. I'm sure you heard of the duck. I said, I don't want to bug you today. I'm just here to schedule a meeting. I said, if you have 5 minutes, great. We can knock it out right now. If not, I'm coming back. I need you to pick a day. He goes, I don't have a meeting with you today. I said, no, sir, but I just got one with you, and I understand she's impossible to get past. He goes, that's a good point. Have a seat. 67 employees, 3 locations in 3 different cities. I signed up 53 of them. At Aflac, that's a huge deal. I mean, I made like
Good
$28,000 in a week
God.
using that. This one's great. Another law firm. I walked in, I asked for an attorney, and she got all hateful. She had this head spin thing going. She was, sir, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's a no soliciting sign on our door. And I confused her so bad. I said, yes, ma'am, I would never do that. I just stopped to set an appointment. See, when it says no soliciting, that means you can't carry in a briefcase full of all your brochures and crap trying to sell something. That's soliciting. I am here to schedule an appointment. That's not soliciting. When I walk in, all I have with me is my cell phone because my calendar's on it. I don't have a briefcase. I don't carry any brochures. I'm just here to schedule an appointment. I'm too busy to see him today anyway. Right. So that confused her. And she was like, well, okay. I said, well, who schedules the appointment? Do you do that or does he do that? She goes, well, he does that. I said, great. Is he here? It's like you can't see him without an appointment, but you can't get an appointment unless you see him. It's kind of a catch-22.
I'm going to say, Shannon, that's pretty gangster.
Thanks, man. I got tons of these on here. Like everything I've ever been told in my life is on here. I have had plenty of them say, do you have something like you can leave? No, not really. I just stopped to schedule an appointment. Could you see if he has a minute to greet me? He wouldn't be interested. I got no offense. I have the secretary telling me that the owner of this multi-million-dollar business would not be interested, and she has no clue what I do. So I said, she said he wouldn't be interested. I said, well, that's possible, but until he knows exactly what I do, he can't really make an educated decision, which means if you say no, it's an uneducated decision, if you're catching the drift there. I said, would you see if you can spare 5 minutes? What are you selling? I'm not selling anything at all. I'm a financial consultant. I specialize in life and investments, and I have some things Mr. Smith has never heard or seen before. I'd like to run them by him. He isn't in. No problem. Just stop schedule appointment. When's the best time to reach him? And this was new. This was for Tennessee. I had somebody in Tennessee say, what do you say when they say, the good Lord's going to take care of us if something happens? I said, why do you think I'm here?
That's why I'm here.
Exactly. I'm like, Lord works mysterious ways, honey. Why do you think I'm here? Approach to business owner. You know, what to say to the business owner. You know, Mr. Smith, my name is ShannonCarpenter. I specialize in, again, I wrote this like years ago, so we probably need to tweak this a little bit. I specialize in life insurance and investments. I have a few new types of products you've never heard of or seen before. Would you have 5 minutes to take a look now, or do you want me to schedule time to come back? That's called a choice clause. Option A, option B. Not, do you want to see me? Can I see you? Yes or no. When can I see you? Now or later, right? And the most often response is, well, you need to talk to my HR person. I'd be happy to. Just so I'm not in an awkward position, does your HR director have the authority to grant me approval if she sees value in what I do? Yes. Great. Can you introduce me to her? I want the owner to walk me down the hall and hand me to that woman, right? Or that man or whatever. If they say, no, I'll make the final decision, not a problem. Is it safe to say that if she sees value in our program, you'll entertain a brief meeting with me so I can explain what it is? Because the last thing I want is the HR person trying to explain everything that I just told her. You know, I mean, you're all licensed agents. Ashley, you and I had a meeting yesterday where we went through a bunch of stuff you never heard of or seen before, and you took really good notes. After all those good notes that I saw you typing, could you still repeat the exact meeting that we had last night? Probably not. You could probably get through most of it, but you're licensed. You understand this, and you still couldn't get through it all by yourself after just one time of seeing it. Do you think this HR person can remember all that? Absolutely not. I don't want them trying to present my
No, but I can read it.
Yeah. Not interested.
But no, I
Of
couldn't.
course not. I haven't showed you anything yet. Give me 5 minutes so you can make an educated decision. Again, educated decision. Because they, in their mind, I just said, if you tell me no, that's an uneducated decision. Check back with me. Perfect. You know, when? What's this all about? Specialize in life and investment tools, small businesses like yours. I can show you how to maximize cash growth, pay less in taxes, and more. Talk to HR. That's the same one. I don't think my employees be interested. Well, we won't know until they see what it is. I appreciate your willingness to let me offer it and see how it goes. My employees are insurance poor. I love hearing that. That tells me that they believe in insurance. It's important. So important they have lots of it. I'll do a free portfolio review with each of them where I review their current coverage. The goal is to provide a better benefit for less money. If I can't do that, I'll recommend they keep what they have. Let me talk to them first. The easy response is, you know what? I appreciate you wanting to help me out. In the past, that usually doesn't work simply because you don't know my products like I do. You don't know the rates, what it covers. Most importantly, you don't know what's not covered. It would be like letting me do your hiring for a day. So I usually translate that into a quick, easy story where I just say, you know what? I learned my lesson the hard way on that one. So here's what I told the person. I said, tell you what, you're an attorney, right? Yeah. All right, tomorrow morning, I'm going to put on my best suit. I'm going to show up in court, and I'm going to represent your client. Is that okay with you? He goes, well, no. I said, why? He goes, you're not, you're not a practicing attorney. I said, and you're not licensed to sell insurance. I did that with a hair salon. Same thing. I said, can I come in and show this to your 18, stylists? And she was like, well, I'll show them what you talked to me about. I said, well, that's a great idea. I said, how about this? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to put on an apron. I'm going to come in here with some scissors and I'm going to cut your first client's hair. Can I do that? She goes, well, no. I said, why? She goes, you're not licensed stylist, cosmetologist, whatever it was called. I said, right. And you're not licensed to sell insurance, are you? I say it with a laugh, and it's kind of a smart ass response, but they get the point. I mean, worst case, they're already telling me no, right? I'm not going to hear back from them. Why not grow a set and say something a little ballsy and see if you can get in? This is a trick question that when they tell me my employees can afford it. So I ask them a question. So other than your employees not being able to afford it, is there any other reason you wouldn't allow me to come in and offer it to them? And when they say no, I say, all you can do is make it available. All I can do is educate them and let them decide. So, but I ask them, is there any other reason you wouldn't let me come in and offer these benefits to them? And when they say no, I've got them trapped. I'm like, okay, great. All you can do is make it available. I can show them what it is and let them decide if they can afford it. You don't know their finances, right?